Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to another extravagant few minutes or another extravaganza live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network. As it is trade deadline season, the deadline has passed, and it's been nothing short of chaos in Major League Baseball. My tag team partner, Mitch Bernstein, is always joining us. Yours truly, Captain Lou. And Mitch, man, oh man, it's gone right down to the wire. Some crazy trades here today.
And beyond. I mean, I was getting notifications up until a few minutes ago. I mean, this day, so I counted at least, and I could have missed some, but I don't think I did. I mean, I could have. 48 deals have gone down. Okay. The pitchers outnumbering early, okay, the position players coming up a little bit more towards the close. So I have a total of 47 pitchers being dealt and 18 position players.
Wow.
I mean, 47 total, 29 pitchers and 18 position players for a total of 47. Could have been more. I don't know. It was nuts. But let's get into your team first. So you got old man Charlie Morton. You had Paddock, Dobnik, and Sewell. Sewell's rehabbing. Yeah. And like I mentioned last night, I was kind of surprised. Nobody, Kyle Finnegan wasn't around, wasn't talked about. Tigers got him.
I like that trade.
Yeah.
I was busy with my with a work meeting, so I didn't see what Detroit gave up for Morton. I just saw that they got him.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's one of my buddies from hockey, from the ACHA, Dave Kurtz, is a diehard Orioles fan, and I asked him, I said, is Charlie Morton, isn't he my age? And he said, yeah, I think he's older. But it's excitement, you know, and I'm happy with what Detroit did.
I know. You should be.
There's a lot of people in this town think that they didn't do anything because they didn't get Suarez, and it's like, you're not going to get him unless you want to give some people up. And yeah, I'm happy with what Detroit did. I think, Paddock pitched well last night, and Morton's a stopgap. I mean, and again, you and I talked about it briefly, but they're waving the white flag. So, I think it was good.
And surprisingly, Minnesota did a lot of work too.
Yeah.
All right, so the Phillies picked up Johan Duran.
Yep.
That was really good.
Good move.
Harrison Bader, which is going to help. And just happened, Matt Manning from the Tigers.
They picked him up after he got designated for assignment?
Yeah, they picked him up. Kind of trash heap stuff.
I hope he does good with you guys because, the guy just couldn't catch a break here in Detroit.
Yeah.
Former first-round draft pick. I hope for your sake that he does well. I mean, I don't want him to do well this weekend. I don't think he's going to pitch for the Phillies.
No, I don't think he is either.
But,
so let's go through the big teams. The Yankees got Bednar.
Yeah.
Which is good for them. He's been better lately. I've seen him blow a couple of saves watching on this year, but he's throwing 100. They picked up prior to this day, and they picked up a closer, Doval, infielder Caballero, Slater, Ryan McMahon, who's already been on the team, Jake Bird, and Ahmed Rosario. They picked up today, so they did a lot of work, a lot of movement. The overnight, we didn't talk about the big one. Suarez went to the Mariners, which I didn't realize. I didn't think the Mariners were going to go anywhere, and they picked up Caleb Ferguson. So, they're in it to try and win it with that bat. The Padres. Here's the team you got to watch. I also wanted Ramon Laureano from Baltimore because he's been playing well as of late, and they picked up Mason Miller, which is a huge pickup for them. Freddie Fermin, J.P. Sears, first baseman Ryan O'Hearn, and pitcher Nestor Cortez. So they got a lot of depth right there in the lineup. And Mason Miller as a stopgap, as the closer, can't get much better than that. The Astros, Correa said yesterday, there's no truth to that. No, he's back.
That shocked me today, Mitch.
Say again?
that shocked me today.
A lot of people, yeah.
I didn't see Correa going back to Houston. It's so funny. Detroit really wanted him, and for a New York minute, I thought he was going to be here a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Oh wow! I mean, that's a good pickup for Houston.
And there I just read he's playing third base.
Yeah.
For them. All right. So what the Phillies have to worry about, the Mets picking up Cedric Mullins, though he's not really having a great year. He's good defensively, but his bat hasn't been that good. However, their bullpen is going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Helsley from the Cardinals, and they got Tyler Rogers I think he's a starter. So they got what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
For the pitching staff, rotation, bullpen. With Diaz now going to be, I don't know. I think Diaz was going to be the setup man with Helsley closing. I don't know. Either it could go either way. I mean, that's tough to match right there.
Yeah. I got to ask you a question. So I heard this last night, or maybe it was this morning. It was this morning when I was on my way to work. Do you think the GMs are making some of these trades, with in the back of their mind, are they thinking that 27 is going to be a throwaway year because there could be a work stoppage? I mean,
you know what? I mean, for those guys who are not Reynolds, yeah, I do think so. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's been part of what some of these guys have done.
Because normally I don't like to trade prospects, but Detroit, here's what I fear. Okay. I fear what happened in 94, when the Montreal Expos were the best team in baseball and the World Series was canceled because of the strike, the work stoppage. And something like Detroit or another team that just they stock up and then they're good, and then boom, it's 27's gone.
Yep.
Because it's going to be inevitable because the salary cap is going to be the sticking point, and players don't want it. Hell, I don't even know if some of the GMs want it.
Right.
But
yeah,
I think some of the GMs are making some of these trades with that in mind.
I'm gonna tweet out to some people to get their thoughts to see what because that is a possibility, absolutely. Let's continue on. Another team that's leading the division, Blue Jays. They picked up Shane Bieber, who hasn't pitched at all. He's on rehab.
Yeah,
and they picked up Sir Anthony from the Orioles. And he's having an okay year. Phillies got rid of him last year and 2 years ago, and it's like, he wasn't consistent enough. He's been pretty good with the Baltimore Orioles. So we'll see what happens there. So they didn't need much. Who was absent from a lot of this was the Dodgers, which is interesting. But, they have so many people hurt. So they picked up Brock Stewart for the bullpen. Mm-hmm. And he's doing okay. He's got 2.380 ERA, 41 strikeouts, 11 walks, and only 34 innings. So not bad. Little depth,
Yeah.
So the teams that are in it to win it, Tigers, Yankees, now the Mariners, the Padres for sure. They got to, they want to go. They want to get there. The Astros are going to, they're going to probably win that division. The Brewers picked up catcher Danny Jansen. They didn't do much either.
No.
So they feel pretty comfortable. The Blue Jays, the Phillies, the Cubs picked up Mike Soroka and I guess Kittredge guy from Baltimore too, I think. So they did some. You think the Cubs would do more. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the players. That my question now is, Lou, what happens to all of these players who are on the roster? And the guys got. Are you going to DFA? 48 guys now. I'm hoping that the Phillies. We're all hoping. We're waiting for the tweet that says Max Kepler and Max Lazar, both Maxes are DFA'd. We don't need them. And I still think the Phillies bullpen is weak. I mean, we know it's weak. You got to close it, but you got to get there after the sixth inning. And there's no definitive answer one day to the next, no consistency from one day to the next that this bullpen can get to that ninth inning and give Durant a chance to close it out. So I'm not real happy. They got to fix that. They got to fix the middle relief, seventh and eighth inning. Seventh and eighth innings they got to fix.
I wish the Tigers could have got another bat.
Yeah.
But, here's the thing with the Tigers. They're either, they when they went through the skid, when they lost 12 out of 13, everything just fell apart. Nobody could hit.
Right.
And, the bullpen failed. I thought their starting pitching was decent still. So I wish they could have got another bat. With that being said, I like the pickups they made. I like getting Charlie Morton because I'm a little worried about Casey Mize.
Okay.
He's kind of injury prone, and he only lasted an inning and a third the other night.
Oh, is that really? Yeah.
And that's scary. And if you're going to count on him in the stretch run, getting Morton might not be a bad idea. Getting Pat, their expiring contracts or whatever. I mean, obviously we've got Skubal. We all know the inconsistency of Flaherty.
Yes.
So I think it gives them options.
Speaking of Flaherty, tomorrow night, Detroit at Philadelphia. He's starting against Ranger Suarez. ESPN has the match predictor at 61.8% for the Phillies. So Rangers 8-4, 2.59 ERA. His whip is a little high for that, but he's been really awesome. All right.
Flaherty looked good in his last outing.
And he'll probably pitch well against the Phillies, and the Phillies will flail. But the only thing going good for that is that, Flaherty is a right-handed pitcher, so our lefties hopefully can do something against them. You get the Saturday, and it's what we want to see. It's what we want to see. You got Skubal and Wheeler.
Well, that's going to be a dandy. Is
that
a night game?
It's 4:05.
4:05. Okay. Well.
So I'm looking at. Listen to this. I know we want to go real quick.
No, you're good.
10-3 Skubal, Wheeler 9-4. ERA Skubal 2.09, Wheeler 2.56. WHIP 0.84 Skubal, 0.89 Wheeler. Innings pitched, both of them 133 2/3. Both of them. Hits 93 Skubal, 91 Wheeler. Ks 171 Skubal, 172 Wheeler. This is funny. Walks only 19 for Skubal, 28 for Wheeler. And here's the biggie: Skubal's giving up 9 homers, Wheeler's giving up 14. And then Sunday Night Baseball, the predictor, that was almost a 50-50 predictor. Mm-hmm. Here it's a Phillies because you got Christopher Sanchez, who's great, and this your kid what Melton? What's his first name?
I want to say Tyler, but I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, so there's an edge there for the Phillies. Sanchez has been terrific. Again, another ERA 9.3, 2.55 ERA, a WHIP of 1.09, and 130 innings pitched. This Melton kid's only pitched 12 innings.
Yeah, he pitched well in his last start.
So here's the problem with the Phillies: they don't hit well against guys they haven't seen. So even though the predictor is 65-35,
yeah, I
think the Phillies are going to keep them in the game.
You think could this be a World Series preview? Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, Detroit more shot than the Phillies right now. I think the Phillies, looking at, the Padres, yes, they could get there. The Dodgers, the Brewers, and the Phillies, and the Mets. Those are the 5 for me that you have to look at right now. Okay. It ain't easy.
And I think in the American League, I'm still The Yankees got help, but I'm not sold on the Yankees.
Nope, I'm not either.
The Blue Jays, can they keep it up? They're playing well, but they got shelled in the last game against Detroit. And they got shelled against Baltimore.
Yeah, I saw those scores.
I mean, double digits in 3 of those games.
Really?
Houston scares the hell out of me. And, it kind of segues into my next question for you. Who in your mind made the best free agent deal? And I got to tell you, I got to go with Houston getting Correa. I mean, that's a need that they needed with Paredes going out for the year. I mean, I love that deal. I couldn't believe it when I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, San Diego did well.
I'm gonna have to go with the Padres.
Okay.
Because they picked up guys who are really playing, well, at least 2 of them that I know that are playing well, Laureano and Mason Miller. He's ironclad closer.
Yeah.
And the Mets did good too. I mean, they said they got some extra help that they needed in the bullpen. And again, they picked up a center fielder, which they needed. Mullins is good, but his bat isn't that great, so we'll see. Their pitching, they didn't pick up anybody except for Tyler Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. They've been inconsistent, and if you look at the Mets and the Phillies, no one's taken that division.
No
one. No one's going to run away with it.
It's going to be a fun September for you guys.
It's going to be really nuts. It really is.
Are you surprised that Cleveland is selling off like they have been?
No, because look at where they are.
Yeah. Okay.
Not really. I mean, I will say, let me look here real quick. I mean, they're 9 games out. I just don't. And Minnesota, that wasn't a surprise either.
No.
Let me look at something again. I'm forgetting, of course, one thing. I mean, Cleveland's 2.5 out of the wild card.
Yeah.
And that's what Seattle and Boston have done, and obviously the Yankees. Mm-hmm. They've got some stuff, guys they needed that they were going to solidify that minimally that wild card.
Yeah.
The Cubs, Phillies, you got San Diego, and then you got Cincinnati and the Cardinals and this is the wild card, the Giants. So I don't think any of those guys are going to make it. So it's going to be, it's good. It's August 1st tomorrow. Here we go. Deadline's here and gone.
I like, again, I go back to the Tigers. I like what they did getting Finnegan. I think that was a big move for them because it takes a lot of heat off of Vest. Now they've got more than one person they can rely on that they can trust.
Yep.
And I think Paddock and Morton are stopgaps. I really like those 2 moves. And like I said, I'm a little worried about Casey Mize.
Yeah.
I think Detroit's got enough bats. And as long as they don't put Parker Meadows back in the lineup, keep Baez in center field, getting Kerry Carpenter back was big for the Tigers.
And I just, why Kepler's got to go. There's no room for him now. You have this Otto Kemp who's playing really well as a right-handed bat. He should be the one playing left field. Or if, where's Bader going to go? Is he going to be? He's not. They didn't get rid of Brad Marsh. He's been hitting better as of June. Through I think as of June something. Brad Marsh has been hitting like almost 300. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to get rid of him. Rojas and Sosa, they're bench players, which is fine. You're not going to pinch hit them for home runs at all. Kepler can't hit for crap. So just get rid of him. Just hit Max Lazar. The Phillies were in the game the other night until he puts in Max Lazar. But Lazar gives up 6 runs. And the manager is to blame for that because he just can't make a decision when to get a reliever out of there when they're still in the game. He leaves them in. It was 2-1 when we're 2-2, I think, when he put Lazar in and he started giving up stuff. He didn't just pull them. There's guys up in the bullpen quick enough. Yeah. He trusts these guys too much. So The bullpen for the Phillies is still a weakness. The hitting needs to be consistent. They have to start hitting and getting those runs in with men in scoring position. If they don't do that consistently and they get in the playoffs, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to be out in the first round. I'm telling you. Maybe not. Maybe get to the second round with their pitching, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's great. But when you start when the second round comes, it's a little bit, the division series gets tougher. You know, they got to get their together and hit consistently. So we'll see.
So I got to ask you a question about Shohei. He got hurt last night.
Cramps.
Is that what it was?
Cramps.
Okay, well, that's good, except it cost me a bet because I said he was going to get 5 strikeouts and he got 4. Couldn't have got that cramp in the 4th inning after he got his 5th K. That's the way it goes. That's why you don't bet the house, right?
That's right. And Acuna got hurt. He strained his hammy or his calf. So, he's not going to. I mean, I don't think they're going to push him. They're not going anywhere.
No. Oh, it's going to be a fun couple of months for baseball fans. This is when it gets down and dirty. Like we said, enjoy it while you can, because
really,
this year, next year, I hate to put a little doomsday into our conversation here, having fun with the deadline, but we're hitting something I think is going to be unprecedented in baseball at the end of next year.
Yeah. And it's a reality. It is going to happen. The only hope is that after the season's over, so they start talking and sharing information. And how can we get it done? Because we don't want to stop.
Yeah,
we want to play.
I mean, this is a new generation. Obviously they didn't play in '94.
Yeah.
And I thought baseball was in a good place in the early 90s, mid 90s. And, it took a long time for them to recover. Obviously, they benefited in the beginning with that home run chase that turned out to be tainted.
Yeah.
Mitch, it concerns me. You know me, I'm a union guy. I'm a union president. I've been I was a chief steward for 5 years, so I'm a union guy. But I try to look at it open-minded, and the players are going to have to give a little, and in this instance, and I don't know, in the court of public opinion, I just don't know if the fans are going to side with them anymore. I don't know. I mean, but to your point, they're going to have to talk, and I really like that point. But I think, though, the one thing that might help the players, though, is in this instance, I don't know if all the owners want to share the money.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the Phillies or the Yankees or the Dodgers, when they're making all this money, why would they want to share it with the Royals and the Pirates, who can't get out of their own way?
Right, because it is all about greed. They all want their money.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm going to try and get somebody on who just wrote a book about if she were commissioner, what she would do to fix baseball. I'm going to see if I can get her on. Her book doesn't come out until September, but I'm going to try and get her on to see if we can get some interesting discussion.
You know what I'd like to do too, and if I'd have had more time, and I just thought about it like about 5 to 6, believe it or not, was I wonder, you see all these trade deadline deals, right? And the last minute acquisitions. What kind of percentage do you think of these actually result in, success for a team going to the playoffs or the World Series? Is it really worth mortgaging the future? But
you know what, no, Lou? I don't think a lot of these teams mortgage their futures.
No,
I think a lot of these deals went to secondary and tertiary, like that word, prospects. A lot, the Phillies were not giving up Andrew Painter. Yes. I may be wrong, but I didn't see a lot of high level prospects. I mean, there was one. What was it? I wrote it down here. The A's. So the A's got. So people didn't like this. Mason Miller, right from the A's to the Padres. Yeah. Padres gave up their number 3 prospect. So that's the one I saw. Yes. Number 13 prospect and number 17 prospect.
The Yankees gave away a pretty good catcher for Bednar, too.
Yeah.
They said that he could start in the majors with a lot of people.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes. And, it's funny. I always harken back to 1987 when Detroit traded John Smoltz for Doyle Alexander. And, Smoltz was in the minors. But, boy, it served its purpose for Detroit. He went 9-0 down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
He won a playoff game. I mean, it's not his fault that Detroit pooped the bed against the Twins. Detroit had 99 wins that year. Needed every one of them because the Blue Jays blew that lead at the end. Detroit had to win. They had to sweep that series in 87 to get to the championship series. But, I don't know. It's interesting to see how these pan out.
And I go back to when the Phillies picked up Cliff Lee, right? Everybody thought that was going to be the one to take him over the hump. They didn't win the World Series with Cliff Lee, So, yeah, we'll see. I'm going to keep this piece of paper.
There you go. I love it.
Old style. Who had time to type all this stuff out? No, it was coming. I mean, I was getting notifications every 15 seconds on my ESPN. It's like, no, I can't keep up. So I'm going to keep this in my drawer, and at the end of the season, we'll see, all right, who made the difference?
Sounds good to me. All right. Trade deadline's in the books. That's going to do it for us. Mitch, thanks for coming on tonight and doing this. This was fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again.
Yep. We'll be back next Wednesday.
Don August.
Former pitcher. Yep, talking the ex-Brewer pitcher. Really looking forward to that. All right, everybody. Thanks for welcoming us into your homes, on your iPhones, your computers, however you watched us around the world on the Captain Lou Sports Network and the Extravaganza. For my tag team partner, Mitch Bernstein, yours truly, Captain Lou, saying keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open. So long, everybody.